Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Kyoya Nostalgia here with some information on that Brad McQuaid Kickstarter I mentioned about a week ago. Now, this is just a quick update since there's really not a lot of information going around, just a couple of details I wanted to share with everybody. The most important thing that I will convey to you today is that the project has been named. It's been named Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. Now, I definitely like that name, and I most definitely like this art that we're seeing here. It's very dark. I like the castle in the background. We got a wraith flying around here. So right away I can tell by looking at this that it has a mature theme and a dark theme, and that's two things that I very much like in my games. Now, this was just released about 17 hours ago, and we've already got some fan sites popping up. And Project Pantheon is one of those, or Pantheon, I hope I'm saying it right. I haven't heard anybody say it. I think I'm like the first person to audibly pronounce it. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and post that in the description for you guys. It's a link to the Facebook page. Now, Brad has stated that the project is not going to be completed for at least 3 years. So it's going to take some time before we see anything, and, you know, that's just the way it is with games. You can't rush these things out. But I know how it is. People are very impatient. They want things right now, but that's just not the case. It's not how it works. I mean, I know it sucks having to wait. Nobody wants to wait. The developers don't want to wait. They don't like doing that either, but if we want to see a good game that comes out 100%, well, you know the deal. So as I stated in my previous video, I am going to be covering this subject all the way through its life cycle. So if you have not subscribed already, you might want to do that if you want to keep up to date with what's going on, because as I stated, I will be covering this extensively. And for those of you who might not have catched my previous video, this is going to be an old school hardcore MMORPG. It is going to be an open world game, and by that I'm assuming that you're not going to have many instances, if any at all. And I am hoping that it's completely wide open, as in no zone loading. That's something that just kind of got on my nerves. I was a big fan of EverQuest Online Adventures, as many of my subscribers are well aware. That's why my name is Kyoya Nostalgia. So I kind of got spoiled right away by not having to load any zones. Now, a little bit of loading here and there doesn't bother me, but I like to be able to go from the top of the world all the way down into the bottom of a dungeon without really having to worry about any kind of loading at all to take me out of the immersion. I mean, one of my fondest memories was being able to run from Hollis all the way down in the Grob without any load screens. And Brad, if you're watching this, I hope that is one of your goals, because I really enjoyed that kind of experience. And Kyoya was my first MMORPG, and that was on PlayStation 2. Now, I know a lot of hardcore MMORPG enthusiasts are out there probably going, oh man, how do you play an MMORPG on a console? Well, it was actually really well done, and it was surprising to me that they didn't have to load any of the zones. Now, there wasn't a whole lot of data in that game. A lot of the stuff was run server side, and the zones were pretty barren. You didn't have a lot of landmarks and things like that. It was basically just an open field with a bunch of mobs rolling around and towns scattered throughout. So it was probably easier to do it that way than, you know, modern MMORPGs where there's stuff everywhere. But it just kind of threw me off when I first played EverQuest 1, which wasn't too long ago. I did not start off with that. I started off with Kyoya, so it just kind of threw me off when I had to load each zone individually. And I know a lot of people don't have problems with that because they're used to it, but I just don't like that. It's not the way I first started playing MMOs. So yeah, I guess I'm just looking for something completely seamless and wide open. Now, the game has not been officially launched on Kickstarter just yet. I don't know when that's going to be, but I hear tell it's going to be pretty soon. But in the meantime, I do have one piece of concept art to show you guys. Very cool stuff right there. I definitely like that. It's kind of got like a draconic look going on with the throne. I am going to attempt to pronounce that name now. Orenthal, God King of Skyfen. Now, that's about all I have for this video, guys. I'm sorry it was so short, but like I said, there isn't a lot of information going around right now. As I stated in my previous video, Brad is eager to hear from the fans and what they want from the game. So feel free to follow him on Twitter and ask him any questions you might have. Also, I do encourage conversation in the comments section. I do enjoy reading your comments. I read each and every one of them, so make sure you do that. And with that having been said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I thank you guys for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all in my next video.